students, and welcome to the online classes of Event Semester. Today, I'm going to discuss about the subject which I'm going to handle, as well as I'll be introducing certain information about the subject which is going to be handled by me. Okay, so as all of you are observing, I'll be handling database concepts and Oracle in this particular semester. Okay, so I know that all of you had learned few subjects like the fundamentals of computers. You have also went through the computer organization, as well as you also learned about C programming, and you have observed the variations in the informations you have gone through in each particular subject. Okay, and in this particular semester also you will be come acrossing various subjects related to the computer or the bachelor's of computer application program. Under this program, in this particular semester, you will be observing the database management concepts. Okay, so in introduction classes and all, I have many a times told you about database. It is a very important concept in our daily life that we all try to save the information for future reference, right? Yes. So in this semester, they have introduced database concepts and Oracle. So what is this? You are having theory, and in connection with the subject, you are also come across in the lab session. Okay. So database concepts or the Oracle lab, we say. Okay. So without wasting time, let me give you the agenda of today's session. Okay. So as an index, I have planned that these are the things I'll be going to introduce to you in today's allotted time. Okay. So the very first thing is we are going to introduce towards the syllabus part, and as you all are aware that our BCA program, in each course we are having come across in 4 units, right? Yes, so I'll be introducing the concepts what we will be going to study in these different units. Okay, and at the end of the thing, I'll be introducing to you about the DBMS and Oracle lab, that is in connection with the practicals. Okay, fine. So, as a very first part with the introduction, you all know that the internal assessment is going to carry how many marks? 20 marks. And the main exam or the final exams will be of about 80 marks. Okay, and theory part, per week you will be having how many hours? 4 hours. Okay, so this is a time allotted, and according to the convenience of the mindset of our students, okay, we are going to plan the concepts that we are able to be uh, covering to introduce you to the subject without putting more burden on you all. Okay, so in the most of the sessions we have discussed the concepts continuously, like one session after the other session, right? Yes, but keep in mind in that we have uh, planned it in such a way that without giving you much stress with the continuous sessions of the same subject, we will be allotting the subject sessions conveniently. Okay, and the objective of this particular subject is what? To provide the knowledge about RDBMS concept. So here the concept, what I'm going to discuss is what is the intention of introducing the database concept. So the main intention is to introduce about the relational database management concepts. What exactly it is? uh, we all are familiar with the softwares, right? What are the softwares? So softwares are nothing but which is going to be used by a user to perform certain operations. Okay, so if he wants certain applications to be uh, there for to make his things easier, then we will be come acrossing or we will be making use of what such software applications. And we all know that there are many such software where the user is going to make use either for entertainment purpose or for his task. Okay, so for entertainment purpose, if I speak, it could be some games what we play, or if it could be some movie, what applications we may use to watch the films and all. Okay, and many which one chatting applications which you use to interact or to communicate with your near ones. Okay, so these are certain what the applications what we find in general, where normally all the category of users are going to make use of such applications. But there are certain applications, user applications, where they are going to make use for their work purpose. Okay, so what is that work purpose? Like for example, there are many business setup, and in nowadays most of the people are making use of softwares in their business applications, right? So of course business term, when we think of, it will be having many things to be taken care, like storing the information, storing the data, right? Yes, so storing data means what? For example, if there is a business where the user wants to store certain information about his business, for example, if it is a medical shop, or if it is some any other which one electrical what shop. Okay, so there are certain transactions that are happening, they may be selling certain goods. So maintaining the goods information, the product information, I can say, right? So product information, and at the same, product information means what? It will be what? Carrying certain product code, product name, product price, all such things, right? Yes, so if these products are sold to the user, I mean customers, so when customers arrive, if they are selecting certain goods, of course that goods will be which one sold, and billing has to be done, right? Yes, so billing means what are the things you come across, like what are the foods that are being selected, or what is the quantity, what is the price, and also total price, all such things come up with the billing. And when you're giving issuing to the customer, you may collect the customer data also there during billing, right? So just imagine, students, there is certain relationship with the product what the user is selling, as well as the customer who is getting what he is purchasing those items from that particular shopkeeper, right? So there is a relation between the product sale or that is being sold, and the customer who is getting that which one product. So why such details has to be taken? Of course, at the end of the month or at the end of the day, the transaction details has to be maintained, right? Similarly, in order to improve the business, or in order to keep hold of the customers what concern, we need to get back to the customer also, right? So we want such particular details. So relational database management system means it is not like you're storing one category of information only according to your what business. It may come across many other datas other than what setup you have in the business. Other than that, many more such real world data. For example, in my example what I told, the customer details you are storing according to the business setup, you was actually bothered about only storing the product information, right? So some real world data is also you're trying to store there. Okay, so RDBMS means database, means your some very important data which you want to store it, uh, what computerized data what you want to store. Okay, and at the same time you are also capturing or getting the data of the customer. So there is a relation between the product that is being sold and the customer who purchased that product. So there is a relation among two datas. Are you all understanding? So whichever the applications, software applications we come across in the business setup, so there are many such datas which will be having certain relationship from one data to another. Okay, so these RDBMS concepts, like nowadays we are saving the data in the computers, right? With the help of computers you are storing the data you will with certain applications. Yes, so as the data are computerized, how to have a relation from one data to another. Okay, how to get those data whenever it is required, how to retrieve those stored data, all these concepts will be studying under RDBMS. Okay, and SQL concepts, you all are familiar with this term SQL, like with the introduction of programming languages I had told you about it. So it is a structured query language, right? Yes, so now whichever the programming you are studying now, that is object oriented programming, procedural language, many such categories we have in programming language. So like that, one of the fourth generation languages I can say is which one? The structured query language. So what is this? This is these languages are very unique, that instead of having some numerous lines of codes, with some simple statements, with some simple single line statements, you can achieve the result or whatever the information you want. No need to write the lengthy program like how we found in high level languages, or what we call it as third generation languages. Okay, so structured query language was one of the introduction to you all to uh, get focused with the fourth generation languages, where you will be trying to understand how simply you can make use of some simple query statements to retrieve the data. Okay, and also you're going to learn with some oracle commands like PL/SQL programming. So what is that PL/SQL? Like, as I just now told you, you're making use of some simple queries to retrieve the information. Similarly, there are in the structural query language, we have certain which one uh, procedural language kind of concept to what embed all these simple query statements and execute as one particular application. Okay, so where we are trying to embed multiple applications in one particular application, and how we can build this which one query language will be introduced to you all in the PLSQL. Okay, and database normalization, and to learn theory behind data models and query languages. So you may be wondering, all these terms are very new. So database normalization, what does this mean? For example, when you're having certain what information like this, for example, instead of telling information I can tell it as data. If you're having some book where where you have randomly written some person's name, his which one contact information, it could be some email contact or residential information, many such thing, it is being what written what roughly nothing is maintained in a table format, and the datas are what I can say, it is being scattered, it is not being arranged in a systematic way. Okay, something like that. This, if the datas are arranged like that, so in order to um, get the information more clear, you want to organize that data. You have to what I say, you need to sort out which one is required, which one is mandatory, which information is having priority, which information comes next after other. Are you all understanding? For example, person name is important. then only we can just add his contact information instead of having the person's name itself. What is the use of holding the address information, or how can we store the address information? Okay, so normalization. So there are many such detailed things like organizing the data or storing the information in a database, so which is going to be studied in database normalization. And to learn theory behind the data models and query languages. So what do you mean by learn theory behind data models? Like, for example, which datas are necessary, how to organize those data in a particular order, okay, and which are the type of the query languages we need to use to exactly get the data what we have saved. Okay, so all such things are going to be taught to you all in the with subject database concepts and Oracle. So this is a main objective of introducing this particular subject. Okay, now, according to the agenda, let me now introduce you about with the unit 1. Like as I have told you, there are 4 units, and let me introduce you about the chapters we come across in unit 1. Okay, so the listed ones are certain things which we will be understanding as an introduction part. So the very first one is the database and database users. So here in this chapter we will be come acrossing what is the definition of a database, what exactly it means, what is the purpose of database, and what users, in the sense who are the real users of these database. Like I'm telling you all that we are storing the information. So if you are storing the information, who is going to make use of that data? User, of course, you may answer. But in among or in the term user, you have some various categories. So there are different users who will be making use of that database. So these things will be basic information will be made understood you all in this particular chapter. Then database system concepts and architecture. So um, you all are knowing structured query language. You all are knowing Oracle, and you know that this is an application or programming language used to store the data and retrieve the information. So, how these things are done, how the data are stored, what are the rules that are to be followed when you are storing the information. So, all these are what a very important one. And in the second chapter, we will be introducing to you all what is a data model, how the database users are accessing the data in the very first step, how the data are what created, how it is being stored, okay, in what manner it will be stored, how to use that, who are the users who is going to use it, okay, whether when once the information is stored, whether it can be changed, modified, all such things will be discussing in which one, the architecture part. Okay, then data modeling using the entity relationship model. So this is one of the very important and interesting chapter when you what sequence by sequence, when you start learning about these things, theory things, you will be finding interesting in this particular chapter. So what is that? So when you are storing the information, there may be the information which is what unique, like the data may not be common, they may be different. For example, there'll be some student information, there'll be some which one, product information, there will be some employee information, okay, there will be some department information. See, I'm giving you certain terms like employee, student, product, right? So these are certain areas you may be saving the data. But if you just take a domain, what do you mean by a domain? For example, university or the institution is one particular domain where you will be come acrossing student, courses, teachers, right? Yes, are you all understanding? So this is a which one? institution domain. In the institution domain, we will be come across in teacher, courses, and the students. Similarly, if we come across a which one company domain, what is that company domain? There you will be finding employee, and you will be finding some department, and you will be also finding about the projects that are handled in that company, where the different departments will be working on certain different projects. Are you all understanding? So data modeling using entity relationship model, here you will be come acrossing the concept of domain, and how to store the information, for example, pertaining to a domain. Okay, how to have a relationship from for example, employee to department or department to project, how we try to tie up, or how we try to give a relationship between these different datas. Okay, all such things will be come across in the chapter data modeling using entity relationship model. Okay, yes, and by studying this unit 1, almost the very basic requirements of creating a database you will be having the idea. Okay, now let us find the information about in unit 2. So in unit 2 you will be come acrossing relational data model, relational constraints. So as I just now told you that when we are storing a data in a database, so there will be, we need to follow certain model. Model means what? Like if you are storing, if you want to store a student information, it's not that you simply store whatever the data you that comes to your mind. If it is an institution domain, so in the institution domain itself, student data will come. So what is that? Student means what data has to be stored. For example, the student names, student roll number, okay, which program he has selected, either BCom, BCA, BA, like that. Okay, and which are the courses he has selected in that particular program. Okay, and his gender, address information. Okay, all these are certain things which has to be what designed when any data has to be stored. And relational constraints, so when you are giving, when we are storing the information about a student, about a course, about a teacher, then each teacher is going to teach a particular course, right? So there should be a relationship given from a teacher to a course. There should be a relation given from a student to a course. That student has chosen which particular course. Okay, so there are certain restrictions that has to be added. For example, one student can uh, what learn can learn some minimum number of subjects in a particular which one semester. Okay, there are certain limit in the number of courses is going to study in a particular which one program. For example, even semester means the restricted courses, what is that? Only that you are supposed to choose in that semester, right? So similarly, like that we call it as some rules or constraints when you are giving or designing a model. Then coming to the next chapter, very important one, relational algebra. So what is that relational algebra? Algebra means you are familiar with certain terms like union, intersection, and all, right? Yes, yeah. Suppose if you want to combine a data, or if you want to retrieve only data which are common to some two data, for example, student and which one, the teacher. Okay, so like that. So if you want to what filter the data in from which you have stored in the data model, then we will be come acrossing certain operations, relational algebra operations. Okay, and then basics of functional dependencies and normalization for relational algebra. So what is that? Here in a company domain, as I just now told, like each employee has to work for a department. In one of the department he has to work, right? Yes, and each department should embed, or it should consist certain employees, right? And each department has to work on certain particular projects, right? So the dependencies, so from one data to another one, from one particular um, information what you are storing, how it is depending on another information. For example, employee means it is depend I mean employees information, of course, it is depending on which one the department, or department means it is somewhere depending on which one employee, like this. So these are certain concepts we'll be studying in this. And in the second unit, you will also be introduced with disk storage, basic file structures, and hashing. So what is this? When we are talking about the type of data we are storing in the computerized form, then it is logically correct to discuss about the disk storage and file structures, like how um, um, organizingly we need to store the data, how minimum data has to be stored, how neatly the stored information has to be retrieved without any confusion, how in what way the information has to be stored. For example, there will be something called as organized and unorganized manner. Okay, so some sequential order, non-sequentially when certain informations are stored. So as you all are knowing that if the data are stored in a sequential manner, then it is easy to retrieve. If it is randomly stored, then the computer is going to consume a lot of time to retrieve the data. So what are the minimum uh, information we should keep in mind when we are storing the which one database in a disk? Okay, normally databases are used for what? For later reference, right? Yes. So how effectively we need to store these data in the files or in the secondary storage devices, we'll be going to speak about this in the which one, disk storage, the file structures, and hashing. Okay, so hashing means like when efficiently we are storing the data in the computer, whenever we want to get the data, whenever we are searching the data, so how that information has to be searched from that um, stored disk. Okay, so there are certain concepts used in the file management in the operating system, which is going to retrieve the information to the user very efficiently. Okay, then coming to the unit 3. So here unit 3 and unit 4 we will be discussing completely with the actual oracle concepts, like how these query statements are implemented practically, how we are creating the database, how you are storing the information, like that. Okay, so the relational database standard, the structured query language, basic commands we will be learning, and what are the constraints we are adding to that table we are creating. What is that table? For example, if you are storing a student information, means we are storing that student data in a table. So you all have come across in fundamentals of information technology, right? What is that? Microsoft Access, I hope you all remember. We were creating table, right? We have created a table to store the student information. Yes. So in structured query language also, whenever we want to store a data, we are making use of a table. Okay, with the help of table you are making use of which one, to store the in data, we are using the concept of table. And SQL transaction commands. So which are the transaction commands? Like if you are um, uh, storing the data, creating the table to store new data, and if you want to delete certain data what you have already stored, if you want to modify that data, so these are what we call as transaction commands. Okay, and suppose if you want to store it, okay, and if you want to use those commands in your real time transactions, so such commands will be come across in which one, this particular unit 3. Then coming to the discussion of Unit 4. Here we will be first discussing about the PLSQL part. Like as I have told you, the very simple query commands we will be framing as one particular applications, and you will be executing as a procedural language. And here we will be come acrossing a new concepts called as cursors. So there are many lot of applications we need to learn in Unit 4, where we are implementing all these part in our lab sessions. Okay, so PLSQL is a very essential one where we'll be introduced with how to use the cursors. So exception handling, that is error handling in the databases, raise application errors. For example, when we are doing certain real world application, when we want to when we are trying to save certain transactions that are happening online, so if anything goes wrong, so how to raise the error. And we'll be also discussing something like procedures and functions. So you have come across in C programming, right? Yes. So what is a procedure? How the procedures are used in DBMS, I mean database structured query language. And what do you mean by functions? What is the difference between these two? Okay, and packages. So database triggers. So these are certain new things which we will be come acrossing, and we will be also implementing these in our practical part. Okay, fine. Now it's time to discuss about the uh, concepts or the syllabus what we will be getting introduced in Oracle Lab, DBMS and Oracle Lab we state. And here, as you all know that in C programming also you had part A, B and C programs, right? It is being categorized. Yes, it is what part A with simple programs, and part B much um, what simple than part C. And part C will be carrying some what the high concepts about the programming you're learning. So as I have introduced you about the structured query language commands, SQL commands, what I told. So part A you will be what learning or implementing how to execute some simple queries. For example, if you have saved a data in a table, you have saved the data, student data, you have saved the product information, if you have stored some employee information, and if at any moment I may want any details about a student or a product or about an employee, I may ask to give the employee details who are going to work only in account department, or I may ask give the information of employees who are going to earn above 25,000 salary, or retrieve certain student information who are come acrossing only the which one BCA program. So any type of requirement may occur to me, and according to my requirement, I need to view the data that I have stored it in the database. But I may not, I have stored the complete data about a student, I have stored a complete data about an employee. But I don't want to, when I want to search or when I want to get certain information, I don't want to view the complete data sheet. I want only the employee who is earning about 25,000 exactly, only those employee information. So how to design the query, how to write a command to retrieve only that exact data. So such basic SQL commands we will be executing in which one? Part A programs. Then part B programs. As I told you that domain, when we speak that there will be student information, there will be course information, there will be teacher information. When there are many such data bounded together, where there will be relationship between from student to course and the teacher. So how to identify the information? For example, list the students who are going through a particular course. Okay, so there may be some many courses. For example, the database concepts and Oracle, C++, these are different. courses what we are come acrossing. So if I want to get the data of the students who are going to study only a which one, um, the database concepts. Okay, so like that, if I there is a information like which whether the student has chosen that particular course or not. So there is a relation between one student table to course table. So when how to retrieve the information when the data are spread in two different tables. Okay, like that will be working in part B. And in part C programs, as I have told you in the fourth unit, we will be learning about PLSQL commands, right? So there are many such programs we will be implementing the cursors, procedures, functions, packages, triggers, and okay. So this is about the brief introduction about the practical part. So, with this, dear students, in today's session, I have introduced almost the main intention of introducing the database concepts and Oracle, and I believe that you will be, of course, finding interest in studying each concept in this particular subject, and hope you don't miss any of the sessions from the next session onwards. Have a nice day. Thank you.